Let's do the math. Our service mission here was supposed to last 31 souls. For redundancy, they sent 68 souls worth of food. That's for 6 people. So for just me, that's gonna last 300 souls, which I figure I can stretch to 400 if I ration. So I gotta figure out a way to grow 3 years worth of food here on a planet where nothing grows. Luckily, I'm a botanist.
The Martian, the new interplanetary sci-fi film from director Ridley Scott, is blasting into cinemas soon. With me is someone who's seen the film. It's my colleague Rich Trenholm.
Hello.
Now, Rich, this movie is based on a very, very popular book by Andy Weir, so the first thing to ask for fans of that novel is, how close is it to the source material?
It's very, very faithful to the source material, and this is a book that's beloved of fans for its nerdy attention to detail. It's all about this very, very smart, capable guy in a very, very difficult situation, but using his smarts to overcome every obstacle that is put in front of him as he faces this long, long wait to be rescued from where he's been marooned on Mars. It's really enjoyable watching like a smart guy and teams of smart people pulling together and solving this problem. So in that sense, it's really, really faithful to the book.
Well, we know that a great book doesn't always translate to a great movie, so as a standalone cultural artefact,
yes,
how does The Martian stand up?
It doesn't really introduce enough of a sense of threat. I mean, compared to Gravity, for example, which is this kind of white-knuckle ride where there's constantly 3 things going wrong at once, and it's you feel like you've kind of gone over a roller coaster when you come out of it. The Martian is very sedate, so I think it could have done with. I'm not talking about manufacturing drama or anything. What I'm talking about is maybe kind of emphasising what a hostile environment space really is for human beings.
So speaking of space as a hostile environment, this is a movie that's directed by Ridley Scott, who is probably most famous perhaps for Alien and Blade Runner, and is a huge historical sci-fi presence. So
exactly,
how's the direction here?
It's good. I mean, he did completely invent a new language for science fiction, and I think this is it's a bit more comfortable. I mean, there's lots of sci-fi tropes that we've seen before, like for example, the text is all spelt out in like bleeping letters across the bottom, the names and character locations, and we see a lot of shots of worried-looking scientists who are thinking, well, how are we possibly going to solve this question? We might as well just. And then they tail off in mid-sentence and they run to a computer and they go, oh, I've got it.
And they've cracked it.
And they've cracked it, yeah. And in terms of, smart people doing smart things and a character that you can really root for, it is really, really good fun.
The book is quite a love letter to space travel. It's written with a real fondness for the endeavour to travel into space. Does
exactly.
that come across in the movie as well?
Yeah, very much so. There's kind of a subplot of humanity uniting to get this one guy back, and it's very much about people solving these problems. And there's a huge cast, and there's loads of stars in it. There's Chiwetel Ejiofor, and there's Sean Bean, Kristen Wiig, and Donald Glover, and loads of big names. Jeff Daniels, and it is great to see them kind of working together. And you do find yourself rooting for these people to solve this kind of big problem, and just to continue to sort of like enjoy the majesty of space, I guess.
So it sounds like it doesn't maybe break much new ground in terms of sci-fi on screen, but from what you describe, a fun blockbuster, especially for fans of the book. Does that sound like a fair assessment?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, well, we've got a full written review of The Martian available on CNET.com, so do be sure to check that out. In the meantime, let us know what you think and stay tuned.